Hey everyone, this is the LEGO Ninjago Legacy Kai Fighter for 2020. It's based off a same named set and aircraft that first came out in Season 3. That was back in 2014. Now I personally had very lofty expectations for this thing based on my impressions of initial pictures of it that were revealed long before its release. I can tell you that it has not met my expectations. Part of that is my fault. Part of that is its fault. Set comes with Kai and Lloyd as good guys, a couple of generic Nindroids as bad guys, a Nindroid ground-based turret thing, and then of course the Kai Fighter itself. What had me so excited about this set was the design, basically the look of the fighter itself, which is good. You know, the main thing that you actually pay for in the set. The angles of the wings are just really cool. And this is both larger and more complex than the 2014 version. And in fact, I believe it's larger and more complex than the canonical version that showed up on the show. Usually we get things that are either very close in size or scaled down. In this case, they actually scaled up as far as I can tell. So that's cool. You know, that's a luxury that we don't get very frequently. And just the overall look of this and how it has being evolved from the original version thanks to the availability of different pieces that we didn't have in 2014. The various types of small 2x2 tiles and 1x2 tiles and curves and plates and such. These bits that allow you to come to fine points in different places. Stuff like that right there. Just there are shapes that can be made today that could not before, and the LEGO designer here has definitely taken advantage of that. I love it. I like the black here. I mean, there's so much red here. I think the black really does most of the justice to the look of this on the whole. And it's mostly this bit back here, just the rearmost portion of it. That's all pretty cool. The cockpit of this is angled down. You have a little bit of variable geometry. This is relatively subtle. You can move the canards down like that, or you can have them flat, or you can have them up. I think, depending upon what official pictures you look at, they will be either up or flat. You can also change these, okay? The vertical stabilizers, they're not fully vertical, are they? But this is kind of cool. It's simple, it's basic, but you can bring them together so they touch to get that inverted V, which is different. It's a small change, but I feel like it does a lot to it. You know, it makes a distinctly different shape. Interestingly, they only have one suggestion of an exhaust back here for jet or whatever the propulsion is, and there's no glow. That's surprising. No suggestion of glow or fire or anything coming off the back of it. As far as fire is concerned, you fire from up here. You have the two spring-loaded shooters that are just integrated there. You can leave those off if you want. These are supposed to be the actual barrels, gun cannon barrels, such as they are. So, you know, you shoot from close to that. And the cockpit itself, well, just holds a single person because it is a single seat fighter. You know, got the printed console there in the front. And interestingly, this piece right here is new for 2020. They just put a couple of the corner notched wedge 1x2 by 2/3, not slope, I guess, curved pieces together into one. Unnecessary. They've got the left and the right, and they just put them into one. So, okay, I'll take it. I don't mind. It just seems unnecessary. Reduces the part count by one, though, in this case. Other things as far as the build are concerned, well, you've got just a very basic landing pad down here. That's it. It's like intended to be like a skid. So in this form, put it down and that's it. You know, nothing extends or anything like that. But you can see there's a little bit of movement right here. Right? So this is the big transformation feature. It's one of the things that was coolest about the original version of this from 2014 is that you had the fully variable geometry. So this time the wings go forward or they go out. All right? And that goes in conjunction with the move of the nose up and down. So here you have more of the Klingon bird of prey kind of look. And then here, I don't know, it just feels a little bit more regal. It's kind of stretching out a bit, although you'd probably want to have your wings wider for slower flight. I don't know. A little bit of contradiction there, but this is more of an attack form, so you have better line of sight to potential ground targets, I suppose. But here's the thing that disappoints me most about this, compared to my expectations and compared to the original version. The wing geometry doesn't change that much. The original version would go from something kind of like this, with the wings swept forward, to having those wings swept way back. Like they would sweep so far back that it was a little bit too much. It was a little bit ridiculous. It would start to look more like an arrow. But here it's relatively subtle. That is a difference there, but it's not a big difference. The build is good. How that mechanism works is good. It was enjoyable to put this together, but the end result is just not that significant, especially compared to the original. Pretty much sums up my thoughts on this, and I think I've showed you everything there is to see here that's important about it, top and bottom. No surprises, really. That's about it. So let's check out some of the other stuff. The Nindroid turret here, it just has a spring-loaded shooter on it, single shot, and it can angle up and down. You can kind of move it forward and back just a tiny little bit. The legs, well, you can use the legs if you want to go for that Borg kind of walker vibe. And these are the drum lacquered or painted, printed pieces, so they're extra bright, the silver bits there. But for a turret, I would have liked the ability to rotate it. It doesn't have that. There is no turntable built into this. That's just a small sticker right there. So yeah, goes up and down, and that's it. Here are the two Ninja minifigures up close, Kai and Lloyd, in their reimagined Season 3 forms. Keep in mind, of course, these are not intended at all to be direct replicas of the original. So if the differences disappoint you, or the fact that there are differences compared to the originals disappoints you, well, that's not their fault. Follow the Legacy timeline and the whole idea of Legacy, kind of the what if scenarios. Well, these are what if Gi for Season 3. All right, here are the alternate faces, and of course I need to, why don't I just do that? There we go. That's simple. So those are the other faces. And then the set just comes with two generic unnamed Nindroids. They have identical prints and everything is the same between them except for the weapons. And that's just that. I think these look pretty good. And as for the head underneath, what you could do is rotate the head between the two. So this is one face, this is the other. You see they're basically mirrored. So this one has the metal side on its left side, our right. This one just reverses that. So if you want to make these look a little bit different, just have one with the face forward, the other one with the face back, or back, forward, doesn't matter, just swap them. These are the spare or extra pieces, including, as usual, mostly weapon-related stuff. And this is the spent sticker sheet, just to give you an idea of how many stickers are included. There aren't that many, and they're just doubles of most. They mirror from side to side. Looking at value here, this set comes with over 500 pieces, and they're asking $40 US for it. Honestly, based on what I see here on the table in front of me, I think that's a reasonable price. I think the value is pretty good here for the amount of stuff that is right here, especially by today's standards, but just generally speaking. Yeah, I don't have any problems with that. And it's a good set. I think it's well designed. I think the original was good. I think this is good as well. This is bigger. It's a lot better detailed. The build works well. I just personally set my expectations a bit high. I think that the official photographs of this, not out of deception, made this look its best in each form and really accentuated its angles in this form and this both. And yeah, I think I probably saw more there than there really was. I'm also a little bit biased remembering the 2014 version and just how dramatic its change was from one wing geometry setting to the other. And that definitely, you know, puts a tint on my expectations and my view of this one, because that really is a relatively subtle change right there. It's well done, the mechanism is done well and everything, and it's cool. But I'm a little bit spoiled. And again, I did set my expectations personally a little bit high based on what I thought this was going to look like, what I thought it was going to feel like based on the well done official photos. It's not to take anything away from the design though. It's still super cool. It looks really good. Good value, I think. Figures are fine. Would have been nice to have something a little bit better for landing gear. Not necessary though. Definitely not necessary. If you hate stickers, just leave them off. I think that most of the stickers on this do very little to help it. I personally like the ones on the tail feathers the most. I think they just add the most to the look of this overall. And just generally speaking, I'm happy with this. Just not as happy as I thought I would be. A lot of that may be my fault. If you want to see how this actually went together, again, it's, you know, over 500 pieces. So, you know, there's something to it. You know, there's some substance to the build. You can check out my real-time pure build, which I recorded in real time and streamed also. And you can also check out the time-lapse version of the same, basically the same thing sped up so that you can get through it relatively quickly. If you want to check out either of those, well, links will be in the end screen to the respective channels and also in the video description at all times. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you again soon.